Quiz 5 Flipped Classroom Video Review for Intermediate Music Theory. And students watch this short video at home and then come to school ready to complete their homework in groups. So we're going to be talking about whole steps, half steps, and enharmonic notes, which at this level is review for you. And a new topic is major tetrachords and how to compose major scales using tetrachords. That's what quiz 5 entails. So let's begin. I recommend that you become very familiar with the piano keyboard setup and memorize that in the musical alphabet it is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then repeats A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And those are the 7 notes or letters that we use to identify music notes. And on a piano, we're going to start with C, and we'll explain why later. But for now, remember that C, D, E, F, G, A, B repeats. C, D, E, F, G, A, B on the piano, all the way up and down the keys. So it's not too hard. As soon as you become familiar with this area, or this octave, 8-note spread, then you will have memorized all the keys on the piano because it repeats. Whole steps, if you remember previously, are 2 half steps. So when we go from C to C sharp, that's a half step. And when we move from C sharp to D, that's a half step. So C to D is a whole step. 1 half step, 2 half steps, C to D equals a whole step. And enharmonic notes are easily identified on this chart with the notes labeled for you here as well. And remember that enharmonic notes are 2 pitches that have different names, but they sound the same. So C sharp and D flat are the same pitch, but they can be spelled differently in music depending on the scale or the key that the song is in. We will use one or the other. So in English, we have words like read, R-E-A-D. I learned how to read. And we have the word read. I read a book. They are spelled the same, but have different meanings. In music, we have enharmonic pitches. They are spelled differently, but they have the same sound when you play or sing them. That's all review for you. So for each pitch, write its enharmonic equivalent. And they make it easy for you because F flat is the same as E on this chart. So you would write in E, and for a D flat, use this chart. And the other spelling of D flat is C sharp. So the enharmonic equivalent of D flat is C, stem going down, sharp. Or hashtag, as my junior high students call it. All right, so please do the same. A half step is for this, and then a half step interval is the smallest distance between 2 pitches in Western music. It's cool as you get into Eastern music, they have quarter intervals. But for us, please write the one note that is a half step higher. So E, use your chart. E is here. What's a half step higher than E? F. It's the next note. If we were going from F a half step higher, it'd be F sharp. If we were going from B a half step higher, it'd be C. It's the next note, whether it be a black or white key. A whole step is made up of 2 half steps. So from F sharp, we go to G, that's 1 half step, and to G sharp, that's in the 2nd half step. So F sharp to G sharp is a whole step. And so you draw in G, stem going up, sharp. And please continue for the rest of the lines. Label whether this pair of pitches are enharmonic half or whole steps apart. Use your piano chart to do so. Let's do the first one together. F sharp to G is a half step. So I'd write half. And the second one, B sharp to C. Check it out. It's labeled here for you. They're the same note. So that means it's an enharmonic. All right, so B sharp, here's B. If we go up a half step because it's sharped, then we get C. So this is enharmonic. Let's go on to tetrachords. All right, a major tetrachord is a series of 4 notes, and they follow these 2 rules. Each pitch has a different letter name, and the intervals, or the space between the notes, follow this pattern. Whole, whole, half. That is a major tetrachord. So, whole, whole, B to C sharp is a whole step, and then half step from C sharp to D. Use your piano chart up here, if you don't have it memorized yet, to use that pattern to form major tetrachords. So if we started on D, we would do D, E is a whole step, F sharp is a whole step, half step to G. D, E, F sharp, G is a major tetrachord. Please rewind this video and keep playing it again and again until you understand that principle. You need to memorize these 2 things and the definition of a major tetrachord to do well on this quiz, and you'll be great. Now write the notes in the tetrachords and label the whole and half steps. G major tetrachord is going to start on G. Let's use the second line. G, a whole step up from G is A whole step up from A is B, and then we finish with a half step. So B to C, G, A, B, C. It's the first 4 notes in solfege. Do, re, mi, fa, or the first 4 notes in a major scale. That's what a tetrachord is. And we have more practice with tetrachords. If the notes are not a major tetrachord, give the reason why they're not. This requires some critical thinking. And they did this for you. Not a major tetrachord because it goes whole, half, whole instead of whole, whole, half. Use these 2 rules to know whether or not 4 notes are major tetrachords. And you'll enjoy that. And then 5.4, major scales, is also a review, but now they're pointing out to you that a major scale is made up of 2 major tetrachords joined together in the middle by a whole step. So we have whole, whole, half. C, D, E, F is a major tetrachord. Then we have a whole step in the middle and another tetrachord, whole, whole, half. So the scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, is composed of 2 major tetrachords. This is another way, if perhaps you don't remember, or the other way is a little bit confusing to remember the whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half pattern to major scales, to write major scales. So G major, using accidentals, the tetrachord method, write out the G major scale. Starts on G. Then we go up a whole step to A, and a whole step to B, and then a half step to C. That's the first major tetrachord. Then we have a whole step in between our 2 tetrachords. So C to D satisfies that. So we have G, A, B, C, D. Now we have 1 more major tetrachord to do, and we'll have finished the major scales. Now you write the major scale using the key signature. So put F sharp, then write G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G without sharpening the F, because it's already sharped in the key signature. Here, don't use a key signature. They want you to write F sharp. To review, remember that the more familiar you are with the piano, the better you will do in music theory and understanding music and enjoying music. And learn the definition of a tetrachord. It's 4 ascending notes that each pitch has a different letter name, and the intervals between the notes, or the space between each note, follows this pattern: whole, whole, half. Whole, whole, half. And this is just to reinforce the principle of using tetrachords to form major scales. Why are scales so important? Every song you sing has its own key signature, and every key signature has a particular feeling or tone to it. Composers choose key signatures on purpose, and they evoke particular emotions or feelings. Some key signatures are easier to sing in than others. So it's important to know about key signatures and scales and tetrachords. It will help you compose your own songs. It will help you enjoy music that you sing even more. It will help you learn how to sight sing much easier and faster. Good luck on this quiz. Thank you for your hard work.